Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Born on this date in 1781, the first governor of Alabama, William Wyatt Bibb. He was originally from Virginia and had represented Georgia in the U.S. Senate. That's why there are Bibb counties in both Alabama and Georgia. Bibb died while he was in office from injuries after being thrown from a horse in a thunderstorm. And in 1988, singer-songwriter Brittany Howard of Athens. Today, we're going to go a little deeper into the dock workers' strike. We'll hear from an Alabama union official with his take and let you know what some of the state folks on the other side of the issue are saying. That'll be in a few minutes. First, we have results on a state house election, how long it took to finish a 650-mile kayak race, and how much Birmingham might add to its funding of the police. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Well, the Democrats hung on to that Alabama State House District 52 seat in an election last night, reports AL.com's Joseph D. Bryant. And I was right yesterday. The election did apparently sneak up on people because fewer than 1,400 people voted. That puts turnout at less than 5%. Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin aide Kelvin Datcher captured a whopping 84% of that 5%. Heavily Democratic and apparently heavily uninterested District 52 includes parts of Birmingham, Fairfield, Homewood, and Mountain Brook. Republican opponent Erskine Brown Jr., knowing that his campaign was a long shot, didn't even launch a campaign website. Now, I'm an expert on this topic, so those with political ambitions, listen up. Launching a campaign website is important because it's the best way to get news media to spell your name right. Well, for the second year in a row, Trey Reeves of Florence has won the Great Alabama 650, reports AL.com's Lawrence Specker. Now, that's not a stock car race. It's wetter and a whole lot longer. The Great Alabama 650 is a kayak race, or now paddleboard, down Alabama waterways from Weiss Lake in Cherokee County to Fort Morgan. It's a 650-mile race from Lookout Mountain to Mobile Bay. Competitors head down the Coosa River through Gadsden, past Pell City to Wetumpka. The Coosa meets the Tallapoosa River, becomes the Alabama River, and winds its way through Montgomery and Selma and into the Mobile-Tensas Delta to Mobile Bay and Fort Morgan, which sounds like a great way to see Alabama. According to video from race officials, Reeves finished in 7 days, 8 hours, and 14 minutes. Now, official time will be lower than that because they had mandatory breaks along the way. That was nearly a day ahead of the second-place finisher, although a 3-time winner of the race had been running strong but left the race early because Hurricane Helene was bearing down on his home in Clearwater, Florida. Ryan Gillikin of Bay Minette won the female solo category and became just the third 5-time finisher of the race, putting her in what they call the 3,250 club. Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin said the police department's officer staffing shortage isn't quite as it's been presented, but he also introduced a plan to deal with it that would cost $15.8 million, reports AL.com's Greg Garrison. He said there are 377 officers right now available to patrol. And while the ideal number of sworn officers is 851, just 440 of those would be patrol officers. So by that measure, Woodfin says, the department is down only 63 patrol officers. Still, This year's homicide total and rate in Birmingham could challenge the city's records, so they're going to do something. Woodfin's plan would take that $15.8 million out of a general reserve fund and could be voted on next week. It includes a take-home vehicle program, higher sign-in bonuses for recruits, a retention bonus, marketing, a recruitment campaign, recruiting consultants, new mental health leave, a day a month, and reserve and trainee programs. Let's take a really quick break, and we'll talk longshoremen in Alabama, and one worker will make his case for the union strike. Y'all stay with us.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better workdays happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The International Longshoremen's Association followed through on its threat to strike Tuesday, affecting ports from Maine to Texas, including the one in Mobile. The union's contract expired on Tuesday. According to the Associated Press, the union's opening demands were a 77% pay raise over the 6 years of the new contract. The ports, represented by the United States Maritime Alliance, say they've raised their offer to 50%. The AP reports that union members make a base salary of $41,600 to $81,120 annually, but that overtime takes some above $200,000. The union is also insisting on a complete ban of automated cranes, gates, and trucks that move containers. The old contract allowed for automated machinery as long as humans were having to interact with it. In Alabama, International Longshoremen Association Local 1410 President Mark Bass shares his thoughts on why the dock workers ought to get more out of the next deal with the Alliance.
And I'll say on automations, machines don't pay taxes. You know, everybody can say what they want to, but they're not subject to what we do. So, you know, I tell people, because this is my 35th year, come work on the docks and live in my shoes and see how you like it. So the average person can't do it because we miss birthdays, we miss wedding anniversaries, we miss all the normal things that people's like Alabama game. We miss all that because guess what? When a ship pull in, we here 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we working around the clock until that ship vessel finish. So, you know, selfish is not something that we're not. Matter of fact, we made an ultimate commitment to the United States. That's to move commerce in and out of the country.
Now, a big part of this conflict seemingly originated in Mobile. AL.com's John Sharp reports that an automated processing gate leading to the APM terminals Mobile led to the sticking point over automation, as workers are concerned over being replaced by machines. Now, obviously, that's not a unique concern in this industry or this place in history. Y'all might remember former Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Bradley Byrne. He's now the president and CEO of the Mobile Chamber and called the automation issue a red herring, a distraction. He said that in Mobile's case, it's there for worker safety and is being used as a negotiation tactic. The gate in question has been at the port for 16 years. Its technology hasn't changed, and it's considered semi-automated. Other Alabama officials also took issue with the strike. Governor Kay Ivey issued a statement, quote, "If the ILA, that's the union, was genuinely fighting for their workers, they would be at the table negotiating for them. Instead, at a time when families across the country are struggling to afford the rising cost of goods And as several southeastern states are reeling from a devastating hurricane, the ILA is showing their true colors. They have chosen to hold hostage our economy, American consumers, and its own workers they claim to support. End quote. Of course, these things often do break down along party lines, with Alabama officials leaning toward the businesses and the more liberal officials leaning union. President Joe Biden indicated he's not likely to intervene when he was asked whether he might invoke the Taft-Hartley Act, which could mean a court order that would put workers back on the job for 80 days if their absence might cause an economic crisis. The president said, quote, "Because it's collective bargaining, I don't believe in Taft-Hartley." Economists are saying that if the strike lingers into November or longer, we might see higher prices and shortages of some retail items. But don't panic. I've checked several sources, including Forbes, and toilet paper is still mostly a domestically produced product. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Until then, as always, y'all come on by and see what we're up to on the internet at al.com.